Undisputed, Tom Brady was on the Howard Stern show this morning and was asked if he was bitter about Belichick and the Patriots moving on from him. Brady responded by saying, quote, "I was an older athlete and he started to plan for the future, which is what his responsibility is. And I don't fault him for that. That's what he should be doing." So, Shannon, what do you make of all this from Tom Brady talking about his former coach?
That's easy for him to say now because he's elsewhere. Because when Coach Belichick tried to plan for the future, he fought him tooth and nail. That's the only reason that he went upstairs and talked to Mr. Kraft, and Mr. Kraft made Coach Belichick take Jimmy G. It's easy to say now, Jenny and Skip, but we know deep down in his heart of hearts he didn't want this to happen. He wanted to be the quarterback for the New England Patriots. He wanted to be one of these guys that spent his entire career. Although most people, there will come a time that they will either trade you or they will release you. And if you want to continue playing, you must go play for another team. Everybody tried to tell Tom Brady that, and Skip Bayless did not want to listen. If it happened to Joe Montana, if it happened to Jerry Rice and Emmitt Smith, we talk about the all-time greats, had to leave and go elsewhere. Oh, but not Tom Brady. Yes, and he said he had conversation with Coach Belichick that no one should be privy to. Well, if you had those conversations, you know what Coach Belichick was thinking. Coach Belichick never gave, Skip, when he kept talking about 45, 45, I said, Skip, I keep hearing him say 45. I hear Mr. Kraft say, yes, 45. I never heard Coach Belichick give that ringing endorsement. That's the guy you got to convince. He couldn't convince it. Coach Belichick, watching the tape, watching Tom Brady in practice, Skip, whether you believe Coach Belichick is the greatest or not, I think he's earned the right to say, you know what? I see things that's coming, and I want to get out from under this before it happens. Coach Belichick saw this. Now, Tom doesn't want to admit it. He's like, oh, that's his job to plan for the future. But in planning for the future, Tom, you wanted that future to be with you. And you're being disingenuous if you said, oh, no, I was fine with... No, you weren't. No, you were not. You wanted that contract extension. You didn't get it. You was upset that Coach Belichick tried to move on without you, and you went upstairs and you overrode it. And I said it at the time. You won that round. You won't win the next one.
Okay, but Shannon, once again, you are revising history, because the message I'm getting from Tom Brady is that he wanted out. And you always say, it happens to the greatest. Well, wait a second. The 49ers traded Joe Montana to Kansas City. The Dallas Cowboys said no to Emmitt Smith when he finally went to Arizona and said, I'm going to pile on a few more carries while running out of bounds for the Arizona Cardinals. And it was, excuse me, sort of a pathetic sight. This was Tom Brady saying in his last contract with New England, you do not have the ability anymore to franchise tag me. I'll sign the contract if you will say no franchise tag. So remember, one thing that Tom said on Howard Stern this morning was he knew going into last year it was his last year in New England, and it's coming across to me that's by his choice as well as by their choice, or at least Belichick's. And obviously, Belichick is not saying that Brady can't play anymore. Belichick is just saying to me, I have earned the right to show the world as I approach 70 years of age that I can go win a Super Bowl without Tom Brady. I'm sick and tired of Tom Brady getting the lion's share of the credit for our 6 Super Bowl championships and 9 Super Bowl appearances. And I don't begrudge him that. I don't condemn Belichick for saying, I need to move on for me, not because he can't play, because I want to show the world I'm better than Tom Brady. And Tom Brady is saying, oh, I actually needed a fresh start in a new place with a new coaching staff where I can restart, regenerate, have a new challenge, and make football fun again. Obviously, as Ian O'Connor wrote the other day on ESPN.com, Brady felt like he had been Belichicked for 20 years. He was tired of living under the iron-fisted rule of Bill Belichick, which was one reason that today on Howard Stern, I kind of hope that Tom would let his hair down a little more and be a little more painfully honest about the divorce with Belichick. But remember, Shannon, Tom is a huge Howard Stern fan. Tom once took a tour of the Howard Stern facility, of his offices and his studios. And Howard, I think, wasn't there at that time, but he just was such a fanboy of the show that he just wanted to see it and feel it. And Tom actually sounded a little nervous to me in the clips I've heard so far on the show today, because I think he's a little intimidated, believe it or not, by the great Howard Stern, who's one of the great interviewers we've ever had on television or radio. So to me, I wish he hadn't taken quite the high road that he took today, but it was mostly high road.
But he did drop a few F-bombs in there. He let his hair down a little bit and give, you know, because you criticize, now, Jen, if I'm not mistaken, he criticized old Goat James, saying, why does he got to curse so much? And I think, Jenny, you might have even chimed in a few times. So, but Tom Brady dropped a few of these things in there. But, Skip, I want to ask you one thing. I want to know this. If the Patriots had come to Tom Brady and given him a 3-year extension, does Tom Brady, after the season, says, you know what, I want out, release me, or trade me? Do you believe that happened? Tom Brady want out because they didn't give him that extension. They said, this is what we'll do. We'll give you $8 million tacked on to your $15 million salary. That's it. Tom Brady is not telling the truth. If they had given him the extension that he wanted in 2018, 2017, 2018, or at the start of 2019, Tom Brady would still be the quarterback of the New England Patriots. It was because they didn't. And Coach Belichick didn't do that because he wanted to move on without him. That's what that is, Skip. Tom Brady's trying to rewrite history. Oh, I want it out. I'm all Belichicked out. You will never Belichick. Coach Belichick has not changed. The only thing that has changed about Coach Belichick, I saw a highlight when he first got the job, his hair was brown. Now his hair is a lot more white than brown. That's the only thing that's changed about that man. His personality, his persona has not changed. Tom Brady, he's the same Coach Belichick that Tom Brady met the first day he went to minicamp is the same Coach Belichick that he is now. Tom Brady is not there. He didn't get the extension, and he saw Coach Belichick writing in big, bold letters on the wall, I want you gone. That's it. Now, we can dress it up and say, oh, Tom wanted out. Oh, Tom was looking for a fresh start. But you and I both know, had he got that contract extension at any point in time in the last 3 years, Tom Brady would still be the quarterback, and he would not have requested a trade, and he would not have requested to get cut. So stop this.
I'm going to start it again because I'm going to quote the great Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe maybe 2 weeks ago on Undisputed. Shannon Sharpe told me, Bill Belichick let the Patriots get old right before your very eyes. You were talking about the roster. Get old right before your very eyes. Did you not say that?
Right. I did.
Okay, my point is, Tom... Go ahead.
No, but what I wanted to say, Skip, I wanted to say Coach Belichick, he likes veteran players because he likes guys that, you know, sometimes, a lot of times, Skip, rookies, you have to go over and over things with them. Coach Belichick, he likes veteran players. Well, Skip, when you get veteran players that's 25, 26, and not guys that's 21, 22, they get to the age of 30, obviously, a lot quicker. And that's what has happened. Kyle Van Noy, he didn't draft Kyle Van Noy. He didn't draft Jason McCourty. He didn't draft some of these other guys. He got them later. And so they got to that benchmark. Seems to be 30 is the new benchmark in the NFL. I guess it's Coach Walsh said that was his benchmark. They got there sooner. But yes, that's what happened, Skip. And everybody, oh, he's a great talent evaluator. He's a great drafter. No, he's not. Coach Belichick really hit the hammer, hit it out the park with basically 3 guys, Skip. He got it right with Tom Brady first. He got it right with Richard Seymour next. And he got it right with Rob Gronkowski. Other than that, Skip, you can't say, well, oh, look what he got with Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman was a Shannon Sharpe, a camp body. You get a guy in the 7th round, Skip, you're not drafting him to be on your, oh, yeah, that guy's going to contribute heavily, and he's going to be one of the reasons that we win. That's not what they do. And just like with Tom Brady. Now, he did draft Tom Brady, but if you ask Coach Belichick, oh, I knew Tom was going to be what he was going to be as a 6th round draft pick, Skip, that is a lie.
I agree. Tom Brady was drafted in the 6th round to be a camp body. So what happened last year, Shannon Sharp? It felt to me, and I'm not being a hypocrite about this because I said it all year on Undisputed, it looked like the supporting cast Belichick supplied Brady with last year felt almost sabotagey to me. It was so bad that 39-year-old Benjamin Watson was his go-to tight end in place of Gronk. What? 39-year-old Benny Watson? What are you doing? And look at, he goes and gets Mohamed Sanu for a 2nd-round pick. And right away, Shannon Sharp is saying, he can't play. Looks like he's got a piano on his back.
He can't.
Then he cuts Josh Gordon, who looked like he had a piano on his back. And all of a sudden, Antonio Brown came for a minute. Then he flamed out and burned his bridge to Robert Kraft. Brady had nobody. He had broken down, beat up Julian Edelman as his go-to receiver who led the league in drops. I still believe that Brady looked at the near future in New England and said, I don't want that anymore. That's garbage. I got to go somewhere where I can win at least one more Super Bowl. Oh, wait, look at what Tampa's got. Bruce Arians, Tom Moore, 4 receivers better than anyone that I had at New England last year. An offensive line that Pro Football Focus ranked 7th overall last year. Wait a second. Todd Bowles' defense was really coming alive at the end of the year. I could go